Welcome back to our YouTube channel for Bling Your Things. My name is Shannon, and today we're going to show you how to design and crystallize with rhinestones the swoosh on this pair of Nike Air Max 90s with crystal AB rhinestones. We hope you find this video helpful, and we'd love it if you could give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you are notified of new videos. The glue we are going to use today is Super Tight Fusion Tech adhesive. We love this glue because it's multi-purpose and can be used on several things like fabric, glass, leather, plastic, wood, and additional surfaces. Even though the glue is white, it will dry clear when we apply it to the shoes. We're going to use a 5mm syringe with a 20 gauge blunt tip needle that we've already pre-filled with glue. For rhinestones, we're going to use our line of Bling Your Things diamond cut flatbacks in a multi-pack. The multi-pack has 6 different sizes, including SS4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 16. It contains various amounts of each size, but overall the pack contains a total of 10 gross, and in this project we're going to use mainly SS6 and SS8. To ensure we get good adhesion between the shoes and the stones, we're going to go ahead and prep our shoe with an alcohol wipe. We're just going to clean down the area we're going to apply the stones to. We're just using a regular alcohol wipe. This helps to clean off any dirt and debris or oils we may have put on the shoe when we were handling them. And then we're just going to go ahead and give it a good clean down. After we got them cleaned, we're going to go ahead and start at the smallest part of the design. And then we're going to use the SS4s in the smallest areas. Then for gradual effect, we're going to move up to the SS6s, then to some SS8s, and maybe some SS10s in between. As you can see, here's the other shoe that we already completed. We already did do both sides, again using the crystal AB rhinestones. We like to use the stones with the AB coating. They kind of give the stones that extra shine because they reflect lights in different ways due to the coating that's on them. So you get a little bit more bling factor with the AB stones. We're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to start working in the smallest area and working down. When applying your glue, you just want to use a little bit. You don't need a whole lot because you don't want the glue oozing out over the sides of your stone. So I just start with a small line and then I use the tip to spread out the glue. Then just make sure anytime you spread the glue with the tip, you clean that tip off, otherwise it will start to clog up. There is stitching in this area where we are applying the rhinestones to. So in those areas where the stitching goes into the shoe, I will apply a little bit extra glue to help make the surface become a little bit more flatter. This helps ensure that I have a greater area of contact for my stones to adhere to. After I get the first section done, I'm going to go ahead and continue to place more glue to finish out the first row of the outline and then make any adjustments to my stone placement as needed. One important thing to do with any design is to make sure that that first line, your baseline, is as straight as possible, but don't get caught up going for perfect. The shoes are going to be on your feet. People aren't exactly going to see every minute detail in the design that you put on. Since the shoes are going to be worn, there's going to be a lot of movement. We want to make sure that we're not tightly placing our stones so that there is room for movement, which is another reason why we are using the Super Tight Fusion Tack. The glue is flexible and the manufacturer says to allow 1 hour to dry, it will be maximum strength after 24 hours and waterproof after 72, which it's inevitable that it's going to rain, our shoes are going to get wet, and we don't want the stones to fall off. And definitely not if we're making them for a customer. We won't be happy and they won't be happy if the stones start falling off the first time we get our shoes wet. And it's been really rainy here in Florida, so we're going to follow the manufacturer's recommendations and let them dry for the full 72 hours before they wear them. Then we're just going to keep going, continuing to work around the curve of the design here, trying to keep our line as straight as possible as we go around the curve. I like to kind of place my stones
put one at the point or where I'm going to end so that I kind of know what my spacing is or what I got to work with if I need to space my stones out again. Then we'll just keep going, continuing to work on the outline. Then we'll start working towards contouring the center of the design. When we're working on something that's curved, we like to kind of work towards the middle. So I'll place a couple stones at the top, then a couple stones at the bottom, working towards that center point where it curves. Then I can place, if needed, any filler stones. Then that kind of creates like a pivot of where that curve is going to be. And then those filler stones are a little less noticeable where that pivot point is. Then another thing that we also want to make sure is that not only is our outline straight, but as we are placing the other rows of rhinestones, that we're also keeping those lines straight. You'll start to see that all of the curved points, whether you look at it horizontally or vertically, that they all kind of converge towards the center point and that they're all straight. Altogether, it took us under an hour to complete all 4 sides of both shoes, and we used about 1 gross or 144 rhinestones on each side, so 4 gross total, using a mixture of the sizes SS4, SS6, and SS8 from the Bling Your Things Diamond Cut Flatback Multi-Plaque. And there we have it. They are completed, and even though we used a minimal amount of stones, these shoes will definitely stand out. You can add additional stones to other parts of the shoe depending upon what you or your customer would like. You can do the fabric part with the same kind of glue that we used on the sides, but if you're going to do the rubber ends or the rubber sides, you should use a different type of glue that is recommended for rubber. You should always check the manufacturer's suggestions for what type of glue to use. If you do have a rhinestone business and you're always trying to figure out like what you should charge or are you charging enough, we created a project profit calculator where you can enter all your own specific costs that you're using for each product, adding costs like for your rhinestones, tumblers, apparel, even your shipping and packing costs. Then you determine the amount that you want to charge the customer, you enter it into the calculator, and it will calculate your profit margin, and your design rate per hour. Again, all based upon the amounts that you enter or the price that you've determined. We will post a link to this and all the products used in the video down below for your quick reference. For our next project, we are working on rhinestoning these wood letters. We did a scatter pattern on this using one of our custom mixes, which has 3 different colors and 3 different sizes. And we need to finish up the sides here. We hope you found this video helpful, and if you haven't already, we'd love it if you could give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you're notified of new helpful videos. You can find more tips and tricks on our website, blingyourthings.com, where you'll also find a link to our private Facebook group. All of the links will be below. Thanks again for watching. My name is Shannon. I look forward to seeing you next week, and until then, I hope the rest of your week is amazing.